Hello, besties. Welcome to another episode of Your New BFF. I'm your host, Sophie, and in this podcast, we chit chat all about positivity, realness, and the journey to your highest self. After this episode, I want you to leave feeling inspired and high vibe. So let's tune in because I'm so excited you're here with me today. Hello, besties. Welcome back to another episode of Y.N.B.F.F. Here we are, episode 31. Can't believe it. I'm so proud of how far we have come, and I'm so excited to see where this podcast takes us. So, if you are listening, thank you so much for being here another week. And it would really mean a lot if you shared the podcast on your Instagram story. Make sure to tag at Your New BFF podcast on Instagram. And if you haven't left a review, it really helps the podcast. And I really appreciate you guys being here. I'm so passionate about self-development, the manifestation journey, and just becoming our highest, baddest selves. So let's get into today's chit chat because I'm ready for it. If you are new here, I start each episode with a quote that leads us into today's chit chat. And I actually had a few quotes that I wanted to share because there was just a list of them, and they're by Neville Goddard. I hope I said that right. And the main one is faith is being loyal to the unseen reality within. The next one I wanted to share is dare to believe in the reality of your assumption and watch the world play its part relative to its fulfillment. And the last one I wanted to share, because honestly, they're just too good, is assume the feeling of your wish fulfilled and observe the route that your attention follows. These quotes just go so good with today's podcast episode. I wanted to dive into this trending quote or topic or subject that has been going around TikTok and Instagram memes. And it's this one called the May All Your Delulu Become Trululu, which, by the way, I love it. I think it's so cute and such a cute play on words. And for those of you that have not seen it, it basically just means may your delusions become true. So basically, like, may your dreams, may your desires, may this exaggeration, right, become reality. And I started really seeing this constantly, you guys. I started seeing the may all your Delulu memes all over my Instagram, like so much. I started seeing the same memes over and over. I started going on Threads, which is like the new Twitter, and I started seeing may all your Delulu on like everyone's tweets. It was literally just so trending. So it was literally in my subconscious and in my mind nonstop, even when I wasn't really noticing it because I was just seeing it constantly on social media and in GIFs and in tweets and all that jazz. So I really started to kind of like ponder on it, and it came to me that this play on words really is kind of based off of the law of assumption. And if you guys haven't heard about the law of assumption, it's basically a concept that's very closely related to the law of attraction, and it's often used in manifestation practices. So basically, you have this extreme belief and assumption about an outcome or an expectation or a manifestation that you want to attract in your life. So, to make the law of assumption work in your favor, and basically what this concept is about, you basically have to become the identity and become the desired outcome because you're acting as if it's already here. So, in this concept and in this method, it is essential to identify any limiting beliefs that might be holding you back, because I'm giving you guys like a disclaimer right now. This can only work if you are open to being mindful and being self-aware about the inner work and the self-reflection that this is going to take, because this is all about reprogramming our subconscious mind, right? Your Delulus, which are all your dreams and your desires and your vision board. All of this magical work and practice and rituals that we talk about on the podcast, and all these different methods that we talk about to enhance our manifestation powers, these will be blocked, besties, if you're not working on the inner part of yourself, right? If we're not working on self. So it's important to be patient with yourself, but also be self aware, because we have to fine tune our limiting beliefs. We can't just say, okay, we're going to do the law of assumption and, be Delulu and act like all our manifestations are going to happen. But meantime, look at ourselves in the mirror and bully ourselves and be down on ourselves and doubt on ourselves. It's important to be mindful and take the time to self reflect and keep tweaking yourself along the way. Keep fine tuning your frequency and your alignment, and focus on the progress and not perfection. Because, like I always say in every episode, man, this is a journey. So take that as my disclaimer, like I said, because as you guys already know, besties, I have to keep it real with you guys. So before we even just like dive deeper, just know that you need to have a self-awareness and be mindful in your practices. So the law of assumption, basically, and I'm sure you guys have just seen it in the manifestation theories and talks and studies and videos and all the things that you see about it. Basically, the law of assumption states that whatever you assume to be true is going to be true for you. So, in other words, if you believe that something is possible, it's going to be possible for you. So, your beliefs are going to determine your reality, which is basically what this entire whole like Delulu becomes Trululu like slang. That's basically what this means, that whatever your belief and whatever you determine to be true is going to become true, is going to become your reality. So once you assume you already have what you want, you have to fully embody this dream as if it's already fucking here, besties. You have to step into this identity of whatever your vision board is. However, you can harness that energy of your vision board, whether it's drinking more water, getting more steps in, reading the book that you haven't read, saying your affirmations, practicing the rituals that you say you will and never do, connecting with your loved ones that you haven't in a long time. You know the parts of you on your vision board that you have to step into, and you know deep down what are the actions that you have to take. So you have to embody that identity, embody it. So walk the walk and talk the talk. So I also don't want to hear you guys saying, like, for example, like, let's say on your vision board you have this dream of becoming an author. I don't want to hear you guys saying, oh, I want to become an author like someday. Like, no, no, no. I don't want to hear I want to become an author someday. You have to change that, reframe that to it's already here. I am an author. I am literally doing what it takes to become an author. If you're working out to like become a bikini competitor, you are not saying, oh, okay, someday I'm going to like be a bikini competitor. No, I am already working towards being a bikini competitor. I am in progress. I am in the journey of that. You see how that like automatically just shifts your mindset, and you don't notice it now, besties, but the more you do the more you reframe those sentences and the more you walk the walk and talk the talk, that is changing your subconscious. because your subconscious doesn't know what's true from what's not. So you walk the walk, you talk the talk, right? Like you are like killing it, right? Like you are living in this Delulu vibe. You're living in this Delulu dream, like girl, right? Like you are feeling yourself. And we are here for it, right? But what starts to happen? Typically what starts to happen in the manifestation journey for the majority of people is that energy just kind of starts to like dwindle out. You kind of just start like, oh, okay, well, like that desired reality is still not here. Like a month passes by and you're like, yeah, like I'm not really seeing no changes, girl. With whatever it could be, right? Whether it's your fitness journey, you're like, I didn't really see my biceps grow in the last month. So that like that energy just starts to dwindle. Maybe you start doubting yourself. Maybe you're trying to manifest something in the last month and that doesn't happen immediately and your faith just starts to get rocked. And that energy just starts to kind of like get disbalanced, right? Like that Delulu doesn't start to become Delulu no more. Now you're doubting it, right? So it's important. And if you guys want to like practice like this law of assumption and get into this manifestation method, it's important to trust the process. And I believe I have an episode on this. If I do, I will link it in the show notes or on the Instagram. I always like share some posts there, you guys, if we talk about some stuff here, so go follow the Instagram. But we have to trust the universe, because when we don't trust the universe, we're not fucking with it. We're letting the universe know, like, I'm not really trusting it. You're not fully surrendering. So, fully trust and just harness the energy of being that bitch and having it right here and right now. And if you guys can't harness the energy right away, like I said in the beginning, be patient with yourself, because that's goddess material, okay? And if you guys haven't listened to the channeling your inner goddess energies, it takes practice and it takes mindfulness. And although we can really use our ego to leverage our emotions and our passions and desires, we have to stay mindful and reflective of when we're getting a little bit too delulu. And we have to scale it back and remember to observe, because this is a journey and we go through ebbs and flows, and we have to continuously check on ourselves. And this is where, for me, besties, meditation practice comes in so clutch. This is when meditation for me is an amazing tool, because I can sit back, observe my thoughts without judgment. Also, I can really sink into visualization and feel the emotions on a different level and in a different way than when I'm just acting it out during the day, right? And when you're in the quiet and stillness, this is where a lot of our inner work really starts to happen and transform. So, what I'm really trying to say with this is, it's amazing to act your delulu and all that stuff during the day, but take that time also in the evenings to observe, to adjust, to realign, right? Because that's where like the real like bad bitch energy is going to shine. And that's where the inner work really starts to happen. So that's what I like to do like at night to unwind my energy. And I also wanted to share with you guys that I also like to start my day with self-awareness. Because, for example, this morning, like low key besties, I woke up a little bit grouchy. And by the time I went to go work out, because that's like the first thing I do in the morning. It's the hardest thing for me in the day. So I just like to do it first thing. And when I first noticed that, I was a little bit grouchy after my workout, I was like, okay, I was mindful about it. I let myself feel the feelings of being grouchy. I did what I had to do at the gym. I took a refreshing shower and I shifted that into gratitude. And I said, how can I continue and shift my day where I can make it productive, where I can be proud of myself, where I can look back on my day and it wasn't a grouchy day. And for me, that was marking things off my checklist, recording this podcast for you guys, connecting with you guys, going to the gym and getting my workout in, meal prepping, eating nourishing meals today, moving my body a little bit extra. That for me completed my day and balanced out maybe that mood that I had this morning. So by shifting your mindset and thinking positively and living in this mentality of my dream reality is way fucking closer than I think or that I know. This is going to boost your self confidence. It's going to inspire you to do the action steps. It's going to inspire you to live in that energy. And it's just going to attract more of that energy. So, whenever you catch yourself starting to dwindle out, starting to spiral, bestie, shift. Immediately find something that you can replace it with. This is something that I've been implementing and I've been implementing it more and more and more, and I've really been harnessing this energy of just being able to shift as soon as I feel myself maybe doubting myself, and it's catapulting my energy. So immediately as soon as you start to feel yourself spiraling, maybe not aligned, what can you replace that with and do something that makes you feel good? So this is something that I talk about on my Instagram stories. And for me, one of the ways that I've loved to use this is, for example, when I have to make a healthier food choice, I love to Google the benefits. So instead of like going to get like a bad breakfast like Starbucks or fast food or Cuban breakfast, whatever, um, and let's say you're at home and you want to make an acai bowl with chia seeds, collagen, pea protein, I will literally look up, Google the benefits of those food sources, and it immediately just shifts my mindset because it makes me feel so good about what I'm putting into my body and the choices that I'm making. So it just immediately puts me in like goddess energy because I'm like, yes, I'm nourishing my body, queen. So for you, that might not fucking work, and that's okay. So, like I said, just find something that works for you. What can you replace it with? Is it a breathing exercise? Is it texting a friend? Is it drinking water? Is it making a iced matcha at home? What can you do? What can you replace it with a better habit? Because you want to feel as if your manifestation is already here. And you have to show up as that. If your manifestation is already here, you have to show up as that bitch on your vision board. So this Delulu mindset can really help you because you're going to be showing up as the person that you're envisioning yourself to be. The better version of you. You're waking up earlier, you're getting things off your to-do list, you're confronting the self-sabotage, you're self-reflecting on any progress that you might have not aligned with. You are putting in work. You're doing your rituals. You're showing up as that bitch. That's where the Delulu becomes Trululu because you're taking the action steps. You're taking it as your higher self and you're getting it closer to up leveling your reality. And what happens is, like I had mentioned, you guys, most people fail at this because they do not hold this sensation long enough for it to actually appear in their reality. The majority of people give up right before their manifestations happen. Before it's truly going to manifest, they're just like, F it. They throw in the towel. They say it's BS. They're just like, you know what? It's taking forever. This is going to take so long. It's not worth it. Like, what's the point? It's not going to work for me. I can't do that. And little by little, you start to go in the downward spiral. So, yes, the Delulu can become Trululu, but it's all about how committed you are to showing up every day, staying mindful. Don't become blinded or fogged because, we've all been there. You have to stay grounded, show up daily as your highest self by feeling the emotions, taking the action steps, believing it's going to happen for you, setting your intentions, reflecting, revising, and repeating the cycle. And that, besties, is how your Delulus will become Trululu. Loved it. I hope you guys enjoyed today's episode. But if you are new here, do not go. I end each episode with 3 affirmations. So here are this episode's affirmations. I am a magnet for all my desires. I have the power to manifest my dream life. The more successful I feel, the more successful I become. Besties, thank you so much for tuning into today's episode. Please go ahead and screenshot this episode if you enjoyed it, share it on your Instagram stories, and tag me. If you haven't left a review, please do so. It would help the show so much. Share this with one of your besties, and I can't wait to chat with you on next week's episode. Bye! Thank you for tuning in to today's episode of Y.N.B.F.F. If you love what you heard, please support by following our podcast and leaving a stellar review. You can also follow my socials posted in the show notes. I am so excited to catch you in the next episode, and until then, stay feeling high, blessed, and divine, besties. Bye!